How to knit the garter stitch mitered corner stitch, English style. For this tutorial, you'll need a pair of knitting needles. Today we are using hand-turned Bakodi exotic hardwood needles from Montana Mountain Knitting Needles in the size US 9. And a ball of yarn. Special thanks to our sponsor Webb's for providing today's yarn. Today we are using their Northampton yarn from their Valley Yarns line in the color Bright Blue Heather. For this stitch you'll need to know the following techniques. Knit, knit two together through the back loop. Now the garter stitch mitered corner is worked over these 5 stitches in the center of your work. So depending on how big you want the corner to be, that's how many more stitches you'll have on either side. You're just going to want to have an even number of stitches on both sides. So in this case, we've got 10 on this side, 5 stitches, and then 10 more stitches on this side. But you could do 20 if you want to have a bigger swatch on each side. That'll give you more fabric to work with. You'll just continue decreasing in the center here until you don't have any stitches left. So for row 1 on the right side of our work, we've already worked until the first stitch of our center 5 stitches here, and if you want to use stitch markers you could. And what we're going to do is we're going to knit 2 together. Okay, then we're going to knit 1, and then we're going to knit 2 together to the back loop. So rather than coming this way through the second stitch and into the first, we're going to go through the first stitch this direction, purlwise, and through the second stitch, coming out the back. Okay, and we'll knit those together. Alright, and then we're just going to knit all the way until the end of the row. Now on the next row, I've knit until the decreases here. We now have 3 stitches in the center. Here's our knit 2 together through the back loop, and this is our knit 2 together, and then this is our knit 1. Now we're going to knit all of these stitches along the row, and this first stitch before our center stitch. This center stitch here, we're actually going to purl. Okay, so we're going to purl that stitch, and then we'll knit all of the rest of the stitches to the end of the row. So what you'll want to do on either side is you're going to want to have stitch markers on either side of this center stitch, and that way you'll know to knit 2 together in front of the stitch and knit 2 together through the back loop after the stitch marker. And that's pretty much it. We're just going to work those 5 stitches on the right side and then purl the center stitch on the wrong side. Otherwise we'll just be knitting all of the other stitches on either side. And you'll continue working this until you have basically no stitches left, and then you'll bind off and weave in your ends. And that's how we knit the garter stitch mitered corner stitch. After a few repeats, your pattern should look like this. Want more New Stitch a Day? Join our VIP email list to get every stitch directly to your inbox. Sign up today at newstitchaday.com/VIP.